Hello, hello, and glad to be back. Ozzy, not me, and Zombie, thank you for joining in. I just had to call the internet company. It was a very long 30-minute conversation with just me doing what some guy on the other end of the phone told me to do. Hopefully we have no more problems the rest of the night. Literally, hopefully. It shortened my stream by about an hour, unfortunately, but I'm still gonna be here. Am I Spider-Man now? I wish. What happened? It was just, I literally was hitting zero, upload speeds. I've never had it that low, ever, so I had to call the internet company, and hopefully it's resolved. It's looking better so far. Let's all knock on wood out there that it holds up. But, I'm just gonna get back to where I left off. I'm gonna try to do my, Alliance raid really quick, and hope for the best. What are the chances, Rez and Zombie, that each of you would like to still go into the Alliance raid? It's cool if you already did, I understand. Like, I was gone for a little bit. Invite, cool. Cool. No jackpot. 1080 though, that's not bad. I'll go ahead and get us all, going here. Cool. Ooh, I was hoping. I looked over and saw the 5 though. So disappointed. Only 80. And no jackpot, damn. But 180. But it's cool. I can actually go do the fashion report thing tonight. So, Jazz, hello. So, other, than the unfortunate thing that happened just a second ago, hopefully everybody had a great day. And also, sorry. I wish the internet was in my control completely. That'd be amazing. You did, Zombie. Really? I'm always baffled when I get the 68. Like, it's literally so random to either get a 68 or a 70. You get the same prize, but it's just odd. It was Charlotte. She chewed your cord. She did something. You getting that MGP? That's good. But yeah, it's always cool running into people, or honestly, even randomly. 307. I'm still caught between, like, I've already got the Kupelkur, and I've already got, what the hell is that thing called again? Toffin, and I've had Fenrir. Honestly, those were the mounts that I've wanted from this thing, well, from the Gold Saucer here, and, I don't know, it leaves my brain in a weird spot when I think about it, like, do I want to save 2 million for the giant cactar? That, I mean, it's cool, but it's not my favorite. And then there's the chair, and then the Adamantoise. Which most people get the Adamantoise, oops, wrong person, like right off the bat, but I'm not most people. Okay, my brain is broken. Okay, never mind. I see now. I'm just tired, I guess. But yeah, 2 million. It's just a lot of MGP versus potentially all these others, I guess. But I don't know. That Adamantoise is one that, you know, I still haven't had. And it's only 200,000. But then there's the Archon Throne, and it's 750,000. So it's just like, out of these three, like, I mean, this is still cool, you know? And so is the Adamantoise. But if I get it now, then it's gonna set me right back down to like 100,000, which I don't know. It's a toss-up. Like, I've already got the ones that I wanted the most. I've also thought of, though, getting one of the prize machines for the Free Company house. I mean, Crystal Tower Striker, Monster Toss Machine, Kufakur, which is probably what I would get, honestly, if I did actually buy one. But I don't know. I'm still tossed up about it. A lot to think about as far as MGP. And Minato hitting up the in-game chat. Sith, what's up? How's it going, Tim? Skynet. No, it wasn't actually OBS. It was, my actual internet company's upload speed. It crashed. It just hit a complete zero. I had to call the internet company and whole sorts of, I don't know, it was wild. Luckily, it wasn't too much of a setback. About 30 minutes of my time, literally about 45 minutes off the stream. We are currently #1 on the Duty Finder. Hopefully this doesn't take much longer. Oh, man. There's a turtle on this pool. I didn't notice it until today. Little turtle guy. I wish they would have made it so you could have done actually more emotes with this. I'm glad that you can do the splash, but I still wish you could do the water float. Mainly because if like a sit, my character's dead. I do like how they have the action of his hair actually kind of like frilling out while it's underwater. I've never noticed that before. But when he goes under, it like frills out a little bit. It's cool. Like real hair. Never noticed the turtle? Yeah, me either. Not until just a second ago when I noticed the turtle. It's a nice little turtle. Just chilling there. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, Tim. Luckily, though, there's not usually much of a worry. Worst case scenario, if it really would have been bad, they would have actually sent somebody out here. Probably, I would hope it would have been Sunday, but luckily it didn't come down to that. It's just like I actually have to work tomorrow. It's like a 6-day work week, which is brutal for me already, and it just actually saves me so much trouble that that it's not that big of an issue, though. You afraid of the water, Is? I don't think it actually affects you too. I like that you can do this in here, though. R.I.P. Tumbles. It shows my footprints. This looks like... This is like a FBI type deal. They're slowly going away, though. Just like the evidence. Anybody else just noticed that the Great Serpent of Ronka actually swims? He just scurried on through this pool. It's all good, Tsunami. What the hell is that thing? Where does this come from? Do I have this? I don't think I've got this. Oh, it's your spirit animal. It just dissolved into your body. That's why. Huh. What's so cozy is like, you can go chill by the fire. Or if you really want to get ballsy, you can go chill on the fire. Minato's here. It's super easy to get up here now. So many different ways. The easiest of the easiest, though. Well, you gotta land on that thing. Literally, though, you can just like walk across once you get there. Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Pinwheel? Why are you trying to give me 50 pinwheel? Honestly, I want to say thank you, Azunami, but my inventory is bad enough. I don't know what I need with 50 pinwheels. Some dungeon you forget? One of the new ones. That's cool. I definitely don't need 50 pinwheel, though, Azunami. Thank you, though. It must be Orobon. Don't jinx us. So, Minato. Random question. How do you feel about, tanking or healing at the moment? Save us from this. Torturous. Wait. Why do you have so many pinwheel? You playing ninja right now? Cantonese baby chocobo. What? What have you been doing to obtain such an amount of pinwheel? Yeah, that is a pretty crazy autocorrect, Jazz, I'll admit. No, there it is. So does anybody else been wondering how, the Nier Automata, raids are going to be like? I've been giving it a lot of thought, I'm not gonna lie. Like, probably way too much. But I've been giving it some thought. We're never gonna get into this. Somebody probably just like lost hope, walked off, left their PS4. We still got this turtle. Good little guy. Alright, Minato, you gotta come with us. This has turned into torture. Oh my god. I'll give this one last go. Actually, I'm gonna keep trying, I suppose, but damn, this is torture. I think our free company house is haunted now. Looked like Minato died in the pool and came back as a ghost. The ghost of a dancer. Well, it's not Orobon. Oh, sorry, Minato. I didn't even see it. I don't pay that much attention to the chat in the game. Like, I really don't. To be honest with you, I'm scrolling back up pretty far through here. Don't even see it. But sorry, Minato. Would have loved to have had you, for real. But yeah. As far as chat down here, I don't really look at it that much. It's just like a thing I've picked up streaming over the years. This chat sometimes gets really irrelevant about the chats that I'm looking at over on Twitch and YouTube. Which, I mean, I'm not saying your chat was. Like, I just didn't see it. I'm not used to it, so to speak. I'll see it eventually, hopefully. No Thunder God. Not this time, Minato. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the chat down there. Is a ghost. He speaks, but with no platform. He speaks directly to me. I think he's only my personal ghost. Unlike the movie Ghost, we're not out here making pottery, but I'm just saying. Zombie hit me with the hard name. Whew! Let's hope there's no random Mokle haters here. Oh man. If so, I'm dead. It's always Void Arc. Well, for me, it's usually always Crystal Tower, but I do get Void Arc a lot. Quick summoning jutsu would be here. Like Ardbert, but not useless like him. Oh man. Poor Ardbert. He just tried to be the best warrior of darkness. It wasn't his fault. He was pretty much useless. No! I love that it's instant now, that I can just cast my summon back instantly. But my god, I hate that I still mess up occasionally. I get caught up in my, I call it cooldown roulette to myself. I don't really openly speak to it. But it's where I actively get caught up in my cooldowns and the run of things. Sometimes they're a little not as chalant as they should be. But sorry, I went into full focus mode. Shit, that broke my brain there for a second. You know, it is kind of messed up how the send-off with Ardbert's little story there is like he tried to do what he wanted to do, but like he didn't. But then you did. It's like you just one up a ghost. The guy is like a ghost. He can't pass on because of his mistakes. And then you go in here and you just one up all his mistakes all at once. Straight up dunking on that guy. But yeah, going back to something I was touching on earlier, the Nier Automata, like, oh man, those raids are gonna be hard. I already know they will be. Ooh. Got that mucus on me. Gross! Oh yeah, I'm supposed to run over there. I saw everybody running and I was like, huh, why is everybody running? And then I remembered after I died, I was like, oh, yeah. Chaz. You miss Minato? He's still here in spirit. Ghostly spirit. Or would it be ghastly spirit? Because, I mean, he is a ghost. Huh. But is he a Pokemon? Cool. Because he's a ghost? Windaquill, what's up? You don't know why, but you thought his name was Minato. Anytime you said it. No, it's with a but I feel ya. It's mostly my accent, I know. I have like the weirdest, like, I live in Georgia, so obviously I have a slight southern accent, but it's not, it's more of a refined southern accent, so it makes things that I say sound a little abnormal. I feel you there. I definitely understand the mistake immediately. What up, Troy? How's it going? Oh. You pre-ordered Black Desert? That's cool. Minuto? I don't think I actually I don't think I get the reference, Chaz. It's the basis of your name. It's a cool one though. Windaquill, Cyndaquil. I like the wordplay. It also would be like, honestly, in a Pokemon perspective, it would flaw. I could see it happening. Especially with the things now, like I haven't, I still keep up with Pokemon. I don't really play it or watch it. It's just as far as the games go, I like to hear about the updates. It's almost, I can't really say nostalgic, but it's almost, man, I really can't find the words for it. I guess I like to be up to date with what's actually going on. And, I've been following, like, the Sword and Shield, quite a bit lately. And, notice that they're just, like, kind of doing something they've done before, as far as, like, reinventing older Pokemon, I guess you could say. It's kind of like the same thing they did in, like, Sun and Moon, giving them, like, different forms to, like, regions. Which is cool. And I could see how, like, Windaquill could be one of those, is what I was getting at. It just makes sense at this point. It's like, oh, okay, Cyndaquil, but he's flying top instead of fire. Let it fly. I believe it. Crunchy. Damn out of Pokeballs. You're a trainer too? Just one of those ones who was always cosplaying. I feel ya. I've played most of the games. I just actually haven't played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I did play Sun and Moon, just not the Ultra versions. And then, I haven't played Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. I'm probably not going to either, and probably not even going to get the newer game. Which, I mean, again, you know, nothing against any of the games. A super nostalgic spot in my heart for Pokemon. It's just, I don't know. To me, it lacks the story that an RPG actually needs for me to keep into it. Like, it's cool that they actually have, over the years, added more and more story elements, but it's still not, like, to use, like, Final Fantasy, for example, as a side-by-side, you know. I think it's one of the reasons why I've always been able to stick around with mostly any Square Enix game, but, like, as far as Pokemon goes, I don't know. I've got my limitations these days. I still think it's cool. Like I said, I still follow it, but like, yeah, just I don't really play the games anymore though. Nothing against them though. I mean, I definitely would recommend them to anybody. So to me, it's like these days I don't have a lot of free time, and when I do, if I'm playing a game, I like to be a very good story derivative type game. And Pokemon just kind of usually lacks that. I mean, it's made for like everybody to be able to play, adults and children. So that's why, you know, and I understand that completely. Like, I get that. It's like very fluid, and you know, there's its moments, but like mostly it's just easy to jump into, easy to play, easy to stop kind of thing, you know. Don't have to have knowledge of previous games or anything like that. Just got to kind of like understand the basic top differential kind of balance there and that kind of thing. A free-to-play game? Oh, I'm not sure. I know there was like a beta going around, Steven, but yeah, I'm not really sure about about it being an actual free game. Again, I know that there was a beta going around, but I'm not really sure. But also, a lot of free games have their free versions, and then they have their client versions as well, so even if it might have been a free version, it could have been, like, a free base version, and then there's the client version. I've seen a lot of games actually do that. You tried, but grammar you respect breaks through and bust. Wait, what? I missed something. If you had one wish, which Final Fantasy universe you wanted to live in, which would it be? None of them. They're all in tragedy. Don't get me wrong, I love the games. But if I had to live in these worlds, this would be torture. They're literally always at war. It's like the base to most of the games. Oh, our world is at war, or there's a calamity. We need you to save us. I am the wrong person for the job. You haven't played a Pokemon since whichever games Roulette was in. Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. Actually, they're in pretty much every game after that as well, but I get what you're saying. When they were having their first appearance. I actually played them all, except again for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like, I played Sun and Moon, but I didn't play the Ultra versions. And again, not Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. And again, I'm more than likely not gonna play Sword and Shield. So, as for everything now, I'm going to do some Titania farming. Does anybody want to go into that, or I'm gonna leave that open to everybody? It's something I was talking about earlier. It's just, I know I can get a few clears with it. Try my chances on them out. And we'll see if I actually get to Innocence tonight. I really didn't intend on having any internet. No, not Final Fantasy Universe, but what? Fantasy Universe. Probably Pokemon then. If I had to go back and choose one, it would be Pokemon. Hands down. Like DBZ? What? No, not DBZ. It's just like Final Fantasy. Every time you turn around, there's some new god trying to take over Earth. Screw that. And One Piece, I don't really know enough about. Probably be Pokemon, though. I mean, realistically, you have a companion, maybe multiple companions going on journeys around the world. Apparently, you don't gotta worry about bills, you just go battle each other all the time and, like, trade money with each other. Live on the road. And it doesn't sound bad at all. But, yeah, I don't know. As far as the other fantasy worlds, there's like some calamity always going on, and if you think about it from the real life standpoint, like I do, it's like, I don't want to mess with that, you know? Like, if we have like some person come from space to our planet, I don't want them to instantly say, I'm here to take over your planet. I want them to hopefully say, hey, what up, bro? What's the food like here? And then I just want to be able to give them like a big ol', not a handful, but a platter of chili cheese fries or nachos, you know? One of those things where you can use your hands. You're like, bro, just try this. And hope that they aren't vegan, because if that's the case, then they really might be offended. Let's do it. Gosh, you remind me of Guga. If you don't watch Guga Foods, at this point, as much as I'll talk about food, you gotta watch Guga. This guy's got it. Whenever I see Let's Do It, like, he has this thing where he talks about, like, when he's preparing his meat and stuff like that for the grill, he'll be, like, because he does, like, a lot of grill, a lot of sous vide videos and a lot of stuff like that, and I'm a big foodie, you know, anybody that follows my streams should know that by now. I'm a huge foodie, so of course I watch streamers who procure food, and, Guga, oh my god. Like, Guga, G-U-G-A, I'm promoting that guy, he deserves it. He has an amazing channel where he has taught me loads of different abilities of how to cook. One of my favorite is, sous vide, for instance. It's one of my newfound favorite ways to have meat prepared. But, when I hear Let's Do It, like, he has a thing where when he's talking about his, the meal that he's about to prepare. He'll be like, and enough talking, let's do it. And like he says it almost every video, and it just, yeah, sorry. That's what it reminds me of. No cheating. Only non-tech Naruto Pokemon, or maybe Naruto would be absolutely your choices. But only in the point, in Tom with Baruto, need the tick. I really don't know much about all that. Like, as far as Naruto goes, I only watched like the first season ever. And then after that, it got a little bit kind of out of what I prefer to actually watch. I'm gonna look at this chat here. I don't know if. Do you want to go with this Minato? Maybe. I'll do one thing. This will be the best way to decide if you want to go Minato. I'm gonna invite you, and if you want to go, accept. And if you don't got it. That's like the best way. Cool. But if you had said Baruto, that would work. It's just like, as far as Naruto goes, like I said, I couldn't really get into it. It's the characters. And don't hate on me. I'm literally gonna explain to you why, and I'm gonna do it in a way that, it's cool, Minato. Have I been keeping up with Black Clover? Not really. My internet, not internet, I was about to say my internet streaming, which it kinda is, but it's more so my, my anime, streaming, I should say, has been backed up. I really want to get to Black Clover, though. Literally, the spot that I'd gotten to last was, they visited the underwater labyrinth. There was a few episodes, like, I think right after that, something, I know, like, they went to the underwater labyrinth, and they got to that kind of point where things were starting to look chill again, and that's as far as I've got, Rez. But I want to get back at the Black Clover. I love to binge watch anime. It's not just the anime. I am so bad about binge watching pretty much anything. And, as long as I can get into it, and I really, really loved that about Black Clover. The way I actually watched the first bit of it that I'd seen was just like sitting down and just like endlessly wasting a whole day just watching it. But, yeah, definitely want to get back into that. In a relative peace, Tom, so the crazy jutsu stuff, I feel ya. But, the thing about Naruto that got me was just like, I loved the first season. And then after the first season was over, it seemed like it got to this point where it was, they got into the characters, which is always good for an anime, but I didn't like, the whole, Sasuke, Naruto, I think her name was Sakura? I could be wrong. But the little kind of like trio thing, it worked season 1, season 2. I liked it, like, it shows that they were getting older, which is one of the things I love about Attack on Titan, is you literally see not only character development, but like the aging of the characters with the character development. And it, like in a show like Attack on Titan, it makes sense and it works perfectly. But like in a show like Naruto, it didn't zing with me like it did with everybody else. Like the first season, I was like drawn in. I'd watched and read a lot of the shonen anime, and I don't know. Just like after season 1, I watched a few episodes, but not that much, and just kind of slowly started to dwindle down a little bit. But again, I don't have any problems with it, other than just my own personal pet peeves of characters, but that's just me. Literally, again, nothing against it. I know a lot of people are really, really into it. 12? Do you mean 12 million for the magic bed? This is insane. It's getting really good. Oh, I'm way below. Yeah, I need to catch up. I agree, Rez. Honestly, though, you've made me happy saying I'm way behind, because if that's the case, then maybe it won't be so bad to try to catch back up. And sorry, it looks like I'm about to have another random problem. I may have to call the stream early tonight, everybody. It seems like I might have some kind of, I don't know, unstable internet issue, I should say. I don't want to call it early, but I might have to. I'm going to keep an eye over here. Looks like it's kind of starting to work its way back up. Give me a second to make sure everything's going to be all good. I'm just going to check a few little things in the background, make sure I have a quick restroom break. You still slick behaving DBZ or Yu Yu Hakusho, because when you die, you still love. Or you still live. You know, Dragon Ball Z would be cool, and Yu Yu Hakusho I think also as well, but the thing about both of them also is the dying part. You still die. I don't care if you're still alive, or you can come back, it still sounds horrible. Give me a quick sec to make sure all this is going to work smoothly, though. I just want to be sure. Should be all good, hopefully. Again, I'm gonna keep eyes on everything here. Let you know if the group fills, which I need about it. It's all good. Definitely will. We need the group's full, Rez. Yeah, we're full. But a show that I'm really wanting to get back into is My Hero Academia. I can't wait for the next season of that. My goodness, it currently, I like Black Clover a lot as well. But I'm gonna stall a little bit, so just in case Rez is trying to eat at the current moment. But yeah, My Hero Academia, my goodness, I cannot wait for the next season of that to come out. It's been the one that has the most of my attention at right now. I literally just started it over the other day. Death is only the beginning. In Pokemon, it's death. Oh, death is death, and no Dragon Balls. Honestly, that's real life, and so I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not that different. You still have cool Pokemon battles all the time. Give you a sec. Okay, I'm stalling. I'm gonna just say BRB got a pee before we start, but I'm really gonna sit right here and not BRB got a pee before we start. Because I actually went ahead and did that. While I was checking everything, make sure we were all gonna be good while this is going down. And hoping for the best, knocking on wood. And never mind, Rez is ready now. Shit. That was my bad for not looking down. Your Hero new season premieres sometime this month. Yeah, I know. I saw a trailer for it a few days back. Although I'll probably be late for everybody. I'm very bad. Like, people hate me for this. Like, absolutely hate me. The older I've gotten, I've actually stopped reading any anime whatsoever, or manga, respectively. I mean, I don't have anything against it. I used to read it all the time, every single week. I would go pick up the big-ass, thick Shonen Jump books, for anybody that even knows what that is. But, like, over time, the older I got, like, it started to get a lot harder and harder to read manga, so I just watch more anime. And I am not a big Japanese subtitle guy. It's cool. I still appreciate it. But it's so hard for me to read and to watch something at the exact same time. Like, if I have to watch an anime that is specifically only, and I mean, just to the T, specifically, only Japanese, dubbed and only English subbed, I'll have to watch the whole thing twice, just to have that full, effect, so to speak. And usually, with a lot of the anime when it comes out, it'll actually have its Japanese dub first, and I always wait for the English dub. Like, I know, hate me for it. I'm that guy, but just saying, it's how I prefer to watch it. It's easier for me. It's convenient. You don't read manga either? You just rather watch it? Yeah, that's me, also. And thanks for solid. No problem. No problem. At all. You went to GameStop and still can't pre-order The Last of Us 2. It might be a PS5 title. It's what it's kind of starting to look like. Even like I was thinking the same thing about Death Stranding, but we've actually got a release date for that this year. But thought My Hero Academia started in October. It may start in October. I'm not really sure when it will. I could be wrong. Either way, I'm excited for it when it does come out. I could look it up really quick. Oh, after I choose my spot. My Hero Academia. Yeah, it's actually October 12th. So yeah, you're right, Winterquill. It's October 12th. For, I hope, English dub. We'll see. The soundtracks are better. I mean, nothing against soundtracks. It's so hard for me to, like, again, do the whole watch and read thing. I just would prefer to sit back and listen and watch. It's a lot less brain trouble. The guy doing 3 hits should have marked himself and not just the people that aren't doing it. You hope they continue Parasite. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I don't think they will, but I mean, it'd be kind of cool. I'd watch it. I love Parasite, honestly. It's not that long, which is kind of like the good and, you know, bad thing of the show. Good because it definitely never was dragged out. But you know, for people who would crave more of that story, I could see it. I'm West? Why the fuck am I West? I already don't like this party. Why the fuck am I West right now? I'm not even melee!
When you play with fire.
We have no melee, that's why. Okay. I'll adjust. Not necessarily about it, but whatever. I wonder what that would do to a person. 200 apple seeds. It's pretty insane, Chaz.
We're sick of this crap soul castle. Let's play inside. This makes me feel a bit. This is the rhythm of the light.
Parasite was initially hard to get into, but actually, I got into it right from the start. I could see how you wouldn't get into it at first, but to me, I was hook, line, sinker from the start. Like, that show was just amazing to me. But that's just me. That's more the style of an anime I like these days as an adult. I don't know why. I still like a lot of the shonen anime as well, but not all of it. Just, I don't know. It's a character thing. And just seeing how the character in Parasite was literally, it didn't have a 40 episode explaining how it happened. It was just like, this happened to this guy, His life's fucked up now. He's got to deal with it. Watch what happens. And I think that was just what got me. You know, I didn't have to like sit through something invigorating, which isn't a bad thing. And you know, sometimes it's the most important thing in a story. Like I couldn't imagine Bleach. That was a shonen anime, and like I've really gotten into, but I've never finished. I'm gonna 100% say that. It's intimidating to try to even think about finishing that show. There's so many damn episodes. But there was a lot of explaining to like how everything came to be at the point that they were in. It takes a long time to get there. And you know, with Parasite, it skips every bit of that. It just throws you right into it. It's like I was saying a second ago. Wow, it's not letting me lock onto anything here. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. That was just the big thing with me in Parasite. But I feel you. Again, if you were more into like this shonen anime top, like I could literally see how it would be hard to get into it first, especially it's super gory. A lot of people aren't into that as far as an anime goes and everything like that as well. I'm totally into it. Like Bleach took you a few episodes also. I could really understand Bleach. Like I said, I even like Bleach, but Bleach takes quite a few episodes to really get through that initial breaking point. And again, I've never even finished Bleach, so yeah, again, I completely understand. Nothing against Bleach, I love the show. It's just very intimidating as far as the amount of episodes they've actually fit into the show. Like, not to mention filler episodes. That's one of the only things I'm not a big fan of with a lot of shonen anime. Filler episodes where, yeah, they dive deeper into the characters, what's going on behind the tragedy, so to speak. But I don't know. It's a toughie for me with a lot of shonen anime. Some of those fillers just, it seems like unnecessary episodes, so to speak, sometimes. And to me, it's like the worst feeling ever to be watching an episode of an anime and then one day just like literally realize like, oh, I didn't even have to watch that episode. They never mention this ever again. And that happens a lot in shonen anime, like a lot, where they'll just reference something. It's kind of an Easter egg, but it's like an irrelevant Easter egg where you're just like, well, you know, it's cool that I know that, but I didn't have to know that. Squirt more than Squirtle? The dancer wasn't the person telling me to go west. The dancer's Rez here in the chat. I think it's actually a machinist that's going down there, but it's whatever. I'll adjust. I'm not above it, honestly. At this point, fighting Titania, I've been all over this battlefield just about, so I'm used to the adjust. Honestly, I might be better off just taking it. Honestly, I'd honestly help myself out a lot more if I started doing the party finders as far as like doing 2 casters and 2 melee. But I never think that far ahead. I'm always in this hindsight, like I've got this person with me or this person with me. Yeah, we'll be okay. And honestly, I feel like I definitely do us a great justice if I actually did start doing that on our party ponders. Just adjusting so that there actually had to be melee in the battle. Cool.
We can play no more.
You show pray to Namazu God for the Serpent of Ronka. Close to clearing Titania, just need a good party. I feel you, Elzunami. Honestly, this, to me, it baffles me, to be honest with you, so much. When people actually, have problems with this fight. To me, like, especially people that have Innocence clear. It's just me, though, you know? I've heard a lot of people say they feel like Innocence is a lot easier for them. It's just like, I can't remember who said it last night, but something about Titania. It's so scripted, you know, as far as doing things. Filler bothers you? But you think the recent JoJo's ending was the worst Cont. I've actually not even watched JoJo's. To me, it just didn't seem like one I would get into. It has a cult fan following, and a lot of people that love anime actually watch it. But to me, it was just one of those, like, I actually felt like it would be tough for me to actually get into. You know, Naruto did it all. You did it too, and you still have a budget in the episode. Yeah, I feel ya. I know exactly what you mean there, Winda Quill. It's like my biggest thing, as far as like trying to get certain clears, so to speak, with the machinist left. I don't have a problem with that at all. I would much rather have that machinist spot. But I am gonna take actual quick restroom break while we wait on this last DPS here. Golden Wind? I'm not really sure what that is. You know, one other thing I gotta say that, as far as fillers go, it's kind of the same and kind of not. Shonen anime is really bad about this as well. To actually make movies that aren't even canon, like Dragon Ball Z is the worst. They make movies, like full-length movies, that aren't even canon to the series. I think that might be what bothers me the most with some shonen anime. You and Ozzy were taking a nap? Are you nearby? Tell me you're not in the water. Okay. Had to make sure. JoJo Part 6. Oh, it was a JoJo thing in your room. Jace. Wait, how did that ready check go? 8 out of 8. Okay. Make food after the nap. So I'm excited a little bit for after the stream. I made things go my way after work, and I'm gonna get to have me some nice hot wings after the stream, and I am excited. My goodness, I love being able to eat spicy food again. I think that is the biggest torturous moment I have ever had in my life. Having to go a whole month. Oh yeah, this is probably best. Just recalling. I wish we were recalling spots. I don't know why. Like, this is why I got stuck with a default a second ago. Nobody called spots. Definitely on Southwest this top. Like, it still worked out, but it was terrible toward the end of that. Yeah, Chaz, I'm really excited. Ugh, I have a weird addiction for hot wings. I know I do. I've been eating them like pretty much once a week. I don't even know how healthy that is. It can't be that healthy for you. I like how Rez is calling spots. I'm about it. You made salmon with lobster risotto. That sounds tasty. I was actually talking about lobster earlier today. Oh man, it's actually been quite a while since I've actually had some good lobster.
for the night is bright. You can sleep when you're dead.
But yeah, Winter Quill, as far as like a lot of anime goes, I especially like the more popular Cont, I know exactly what you mean. That was kind of like my thing with Bleach. It was just like, I don't know, fillers are the worst.
When you play with fire.
Chaz can be the pillow. Was it the lobster risotto?
We're sick of this crap old castle. Let's play inside. This makes me feel a bit. This is the rhythm of the light.
Start a mattress. To Bahamut. We're taking over. 2 summoners at a time. Unless he kills me. Well,
dance like the leaves on the flowers. This is so much fun. Let's see some more. We're ready.
we still have hope. What's the next game I'm gonna play? Honestly, next month, Ni no Kuni Remastered comes out. I've never actually got to play it, so I'm excited to be able to play the remastered PlayStation 4 edition, but gonna be playing that next month. And then Ni no Kuni 2, and also next month, and in October, we will be getting more updates in Fallout 76. I'm actually gonna be trying to run through. And also, in November will be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And that's pretty much everything all the way up for the rest of this year. And then in March, I'll actually be doing Final Fantasy VII Remake. But also, I'll be doing Final Fantasy XIV along with every patch that we've got along the way. An event, you know, and so to speak. I'll be slowing down in some weeks the lack of content that we have during some moments, but I'll still be here and everything. But yeah, that's basically the next few months in a nutshell as far as things, how they're going to be going on the stream and what I'm going to be streaming. Chaz. Sorry. My brain's thinking about, like, 3 different things all at once. Okay, good deal. We got this. Can't wait for Star Wars.
We can play.
Am I saving up for a PS5? Kinda. Kinda, but not really at the same time. I'm definitely gonna be a part of the PS5 family. Believe me, I will be there. But am I gonna start saving now? Not really. I'm excited for it just as anybody else, but hopefully the things and the way I think I'll actually have it worked out will play out a little bit better for me that way. Plus, we don't really have too much of a firm release date. I don't want to start saving too early, especially with all kinds of games coming out. Give me one quick second. What happened? It was a lot of excitement. Alien Isolation is a game you'd like to see you play? I don't know if I could really get into it, just like nothing against that gameplay style. I've looked into it a little bit. It's just it's really hard for me to get into that style of a gameplay. You know, nothing against it. I know a lot of people are into that, but I've looked into the whole Alien Isolation thing. It just it's not quite really my thing. But I do hope I never run out of games to play, actually. It sounds like a nightmare. But I feel you. Thanks for the recommendation, though. I really hope I enjoy Ni no Kuni, or Ni no Kuni. I know I will. Just the heavy Studio Ghibli work in there. It's just that's what I'm most excited for. Like, I'm a huge Miyazaki fan and Studio Ghibli, more specifically, and I don't know, just knowing that would be in a video game with cutscenes and a story, man, it gets me so excited. I really wanted to play Ni no Kuni. I actually heard about the game and its relevance when the second one actually came out, and didn't even want to play the second one without ever even touching the first, which I'm told they're both the perfect pickup moment, but I'd rather know most of the lore. But it just, oh man. I feel you, Chaz. I mean, It's just, that's a harder kind of like gameplay for me to really get into. But I feel you for, you know, all those who do get into it though. I mean, we all have our own kind of gameplay we love the most. The good old thing about video games, literally to each their own. This guy's getting ballsy. Creating your own playlist for games? Sounds like a different kind of idea there. Honestly, definitely 1 to 2 games I would say that if you're going on PlayStation 4 that would have to be on that list would be Resident Evil 7. I loved it as far as a horror game goes. A horror thriller, my god, they hit all the points. Gameplay was there as well. But another one I feel is like very slept on. It's kind of older, but it's very slept on PS4 title called Until Dawn. It's more jump scares and very interactive. I actually did a stream of it. I did very long streams. I did it in 2 streams, 2 days. It was a Christmas horror special that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I had fun with. But Until Dawn, as far as being like a good horror game, my god. Literally, it's in my top 10. Like, I don't know where exactly. I'd have to give it a lot more thought at the moment, but definitely in my top 10. Until Dawn was just amazing. I hate that I fucked up the end of that game. I had a perfect game, like, my playthrough when I streamed it. Definitely recommend watching. It's very long, I know. Might have to watch it in increments, but worth it, I promise. But I gotta say, I had a perfect playthrough until the end of that game. It just threw an unexpected twist my way, and I didn't really see it coming. And my god, I haven't played it again, but it's a phenomenal game. I want to play it again, but I want to forget even more than I actually know about it. That way it can almost feel like a whole new, brand new game experience all over again. Was synced with Mun, and it sounded weird. I could only imagine. Titania Echo. You can make Life is Strange look like a horror game? Really?
We're sick of this crap soul castle. Let's play inside. This makes me feel a bit. This is the rhythm of the light. Let's just play.
Oh, whoa, what?
Wish for crimson fly.
What happened to the tank?
From a flowery bed to the clouds ascend, tumble down again. La 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 la. With each descent, we rise again to our heart's content. La 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 la. Fly away, my friend, for a day, and then you begin again. La 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 la. Till dawn, the skies, wanted quiet, wanton silence, but bold to lie.
Did not know that, Troy. That's cool, though. I'm hit and miss with my Castlevania games, but that's cool though still. Castlevania is a cool series. I haven't played them all though, so I am one of those people. I've played a few.
when you play with fire.
Ah, shit.
We're sick of this cramped old castle.
What's the Godzilla anime movies on Netflix? I actually have not. Are they good? I've been excited about the newer Godzilla live action film that we were gonna get. I liked the first one. I wish there would have been more Godzilla, but I don't know. The new one, it seemed like we would get not just more Godzilla, but also Godzilla battles. I haven't seen it, but I would have loved to also. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the actual anime though.
This is the rhythm of the light.
He was the one person running right now. Priz! Just diving out of it. I saw the one person, like, diving out. I was like, what? It's ballsy. But if you can handle it, by all means. I myself just prefer to just everybody eat it. But it's literally more of a me thing. It's just like one less mechanic to actually have to worry about. There are 3 movies? Damn. Better than the recent movie, really? It's interesting. Oh no. Ah! I don't even have words. Whoa! I'm cycling through these things way faster than I should be, I know, but I'm gonna die. Just trying to make sure we got that. My goodness, that was... Holy shit! Close.
This is so much fun. Let's see some more. Wait.
Stacking or dipping, what are we doing? Stacking. Dipping. Enemy always captures more than live renditions can produce. Sometimes. Like, the only reason I say that, like, I could never imagine, like, as much as I love Gundam Wing, I could never imagine myself actually watching a live-action Pacific Rim. I don't think I'd like it as much. Or, I mean, not live-action, but an anime version of Pacific Rim. Sorry. I got a little carried away there. But I love Pacific Rim. To me, it's, like, one of my current, favorite ongoing, like, live-action movie series. I hope they make loads more. I'm a huge Gundam Wing fan. They really play into that whole mech suit kind of thing. But I don't think I would like it as much if it were an anime. I feel like they have the perfect way that it actually works out for it. And I just feel like it would be loaded with fillers and a lot of things that wouldn't work out if they made something like Pacific Rim an anime. Which, the reason I use that is because I could definitely see it happen. Just because of the genre it's already in with, like, the Kaijin and everything else going on, kind of in the series there, but I feel you, though. It's more sometimes in a way to each their own kind of deal. Whoa! Super spicy! We're getting there, though. I think we're at 13%. We made it, thank goodness.
We can play.
No more. So let's check this out, see if everybody sticks around. Joko. Get down. Down. Calm down, girl. No more. What's crazy is I've actually had quite a few Titania clears now. Up to 16. I've had more Titania clears than I've had Seiryu clears. Oh, wait, no, that's Suzaku. I had 39 Seiryu clears, actually. Don't worry, I've yet to see the mount drop Minato. And I wanted to be on here later tonight, but I don't think I'm actually going to be able to get to any Innocence thoughts tonight. It's going to be probably my last go around here with Titania. Also going to take a last little restroom break moment of the night. Honestly, that big moment earlier, I might do one more fight after this. We'll see how I feel. But the big killer today was the big internet break at the beginning that I had to actually have to go through. But give me a moment. Let me take a last restroom break of the night, and we'll get this going once more, and when I get back, we'll keep this going. But yeah, I'm not actually gonna be able to get any Innocence clears tonight. I've already felt it. Well, shit. Give me just a moment. Okay, let's hope it doesn't take too long to get another tank. We've actually had some good parties going on tonight. Some, well, pretty decent parties. We haven't died or had in reach, so I count them as good. Animation isn't restricted by physical law. I guess. Again, you know, one that I like to glean upon now is one I did a little bit earlier was Pacific Rim, as far as like kind of keeping that kind of continuality going on between things. I feel like Pacific Rim just like keeps it very well. The CGI meets up with the capabilities of the current animation. But I feel, yeah, sometimes it's like watching the older X-Men films. Like, I'm a huge X-Men fan, especially the live action films. But like watch X-Men 1 through 3, or X-Men, then X2, then X-Men Last Stand. Watch those three. Then go back and watch, like, Days of Future Past, and then Logan, Old Man Logan, like, right after. Believe me, your mind is going to be scrambled of, the CGI differences. So, I definitely understand that as well, as far as, like, the capabilities of, the physical law, so to speak, and CGI capabilities that we have now, rather than animation capabilities where people can look normal flying through the sky and it's just like, oh, yeah, that's what they do, rather than in real life where you're like, that is fake as fuck. I feel like it's a big jump from Pong on Atari to PS4, and that's a huge jump. It's a little bit bigger than what I was really talking about, but I feel ya. I like the odds of the PS4. Like, I would much more compare it to like PS2 to PS4 because that's a big jump. But Atari to PlayStation 4 is, especially PlayStation 4 Pro, like, wow, that's literally saying night and day, like, hands down. You can't wait till I'm not that excited about PS5. I'm excited, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge PlayStation fan. But, to be honest with you, I don't know, like, we're at this moment, like, we're not pushing graphic capabilities that much farther than they already can go. It's like, people trying to perceive things faster than 60 frames per second. Your eyes can literally only see 60 frames per second. Why are you trying to watch anything faster than that? Like, it's unfathomable. Literally, unfathomable. Look up the word. I'm looking up the word for you. Unfathomable. Unfathomable. Incapable of being fully explored or understood. Of what? A natural feature impossible to measure the extent of. Which is literally, hands down, anything past 60 frames per second is just that. Which there are people stoked out there for. They're like, oh my god, my PC is pushing 180 frames per second. I look at that person, I'm like, dude, so? You're only seeing 60 of that, so you're paying all of this extra stuff for these higher numbers, which you're probably not really perceiving that. Like, you're really probably not. Again, when you can only perceive 60 frames per second, that's the standard of the human capabilities. This isn't like, maybe there's one person who could, like, withstand 80 frames per second. Maybe there's a handful of them out there. But the nook and cranny of the human being is 60 frames per second for your eyes. Not your streaming, your literal physical streamers. The little stream balls in your face. 60 frames per second, and people are pushing that. And I really don't get it. It's like 1080p to 4K. I see the difference. I have a PS4 Pro. I have a PS4. I stream in 1080. I actually play in 4K. I know the difference. I see the difference. Is it that big of a difference? In some spots, yeah. Ultimately, no. It's just like certain things that are more capable of being produced without the game actually, or the system itself actually having to, like, press itself harder than it needs to be. And it's kind of the real capabilities of those things, but people perceive them so much differently. They just, like, people instantly think, oh, I can get so much better graphics out of this, like, this next level gen content. No, you're not. You're getting the same graphic content that's getting played out faster, and your eyes are perceiving it a little bit faster, but to be honest with you, you're only capturing so many moments. It's like flash fade with a camera. When you can take one picture, but it really takes like 50 of them, and it takes it in like freeze motion for everything going around. So you could like do the robot, and you take a picture like that, and it's gonna have every single part of you doing the robot that you're going down doing it. Sorry, not a dancer. I'm just using it for example. There's stuff like that, but like, I don't know. It just, certain things that just, it gives me a little tick. Because I know, like, PlayStation 5 is going to be cool, but literally, it's going to be a mirror image of PlayStation 4 Pro, with slightly better graphic capabilities, with things that we're not even really going to be able to noticeably ascertain. And most of that could have been played on, like, PS4 or PC per se, but they found a new, like, engine to run it on, which is actually irrelevant completely from your whole console. Like, you know, a lot of people, like the Kingdom Hearts and the engine it was using, the Unreal engine. A lot of companies are trying to switch over to the Unreal engine because they like how it actually has the frames per second push not only like the actual 60 frames but beyond, but also has a very perfect graphic capability. But, fun fact, that actually has no effect on your actual console or PC that you're playing on. At all. A good, fun example to use on that is Final Fantasy 15 to Final Fantasy 14 here. My god, night and day on fucking graphics. Final Fantasy 14 is good. I love this game. I love playing it. Do not even compare this to Final Fantasy 15 fucking graphics, though. Arguably, this came out on PS3, so we'll roll the tide with that. As much as I love Final Fantasy and the capability of the graphics they're also always putting out, jumping back just a bit, just saying, I didn't even play it, but I saw a lot of the graphic capabilities in the game's, like, life itself, and just saying, Final Fantasy 15 again, compared to Detroit Become Human. Wow! Or Final Fantasy 15 compared to Days Gone when I did actually play. Wow. Yeah, like, huge graphic capabilities. One's more of the standard, almost anime style, but realistic, kind of playing into that. Final Fantasy 15, but one being even more realistic if you can consider zombies being realistic, but it was able to produce, so, like, hordes, for example. The hordes of zombies that we're putting out without actually crashing the game system, incredible. Which I see how PlayStation 5 could, you know, maybe enhance something like that a little bit farther. But as far as the graphic capabilities, it's not gonna get too much better than what we already have until they actually start implementing real-time action into more of the CGI like we have in, like, the theater film, rather than video game creation. And, you know, we are slowly getting to that. They're using a lot of players, like in Mortal Kombat. They actually do a lot of motion cap, or mocap, so to speak, that does change up the game, but again, I'm a little excited for PlayStation 5. I always get a little hyped for a new PlayStation console. I'm a big PlayStation fan, but at the same time, not that hyped. It's just not going to be that big of a difference, and I don't know how much more of a difference they really think they're going to be actually be able to make. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we're still on the party finder, because the fact that it's taken this long to get a damn tank has blown my mind. Can't tell the difference anymore? I feel ya. Used to be kind of person that would be able to tell the difference between a TV with higher frames, ones without, but then your dad got a TV with higher frames, and now you're so used to it. Yeah, I feel ya. You'll resurrect a witch and burn walls. But I feel you. Sorry that was a random spiel on that, but I mean, I've given a lot of thought on the subject either way. You know, like, I know PlayStation 5 is going to be within the next 2 years, hands down, is going to happen. But, again, like, I can't get that excited about it, because I already know we're at a peak performance in gaming, which I already know game creators know this as well. It's like one of those moments where they're just like, God, where can we go from here? And they just want to give you higher numbers on things your console can do. But again, we can only perceive so much, so it just, I don't know. I have a weird standpoint about it, I guess. Definitely gonna be my last party of the night, though. I was saying it a second ago, did not expect it to take this long to get another tank. But wow, yeah, definitely probably gonna be my last run of the night, though. I'm glad we've had some decent luck so far, though. I've just, you know, I had those technical difficulties earlier, and As of now, I'm actually starting to get kind of hungry and tired, so. Was hoping I could do at least 2 though, before I got out of here, but again, I'm just getting too tired and too hungry, and this other tank is looking like it's going to take quite a bit. Sort of online nerve gear action. I mean, in some ways, that sounds cool to me, Jazz, but like, in other ways though, I don't know. Like, Dot Hack Sword Art Online, there's another one out there, I think it's like Log Horizon, I could be wrong on that name, but they all have that kind of like same thing, and theme going on with like, getting stuck in it. I don't want to get stuck in an MMORPG. I like to play them. I don't want to live here. Don't get me wrong. Real life's a drag, but it's going to be a lot worse if I get stuck in a game, can't pay my bills, and then I'm... Like, that's the side of those games they don't tell you about. Like, it's like, you're stuck in the game, you gotta live it out now. They don't give you the whole real life. You're 25 years old, you pay your own bills, you live alone, you're missing work every day, you got fired, your house is getting repoed, you're still connected to a game, now you're in a hospital on life support, they don't know what to do with you, your dog's sitting over here at your mom's place because you're not feeding her and she's gotta live. If she lived throughout however fucking long you've been in this comatose of playing this video game, like, I don't know, that part right there is just why, like, the adult brain that is not put into that lore is just what disconnects me from that. I don't want that. You made homemade hamburgers and fries. Did you just say you had salmon and lobster? My god. Don't get me wrong, that sounds amazing, but whew. I'd be so full. Oh yeah, I should definitely ready check first. Do you need the greatsword? Oh, okay. Thanks asking questions. Was dinner? Date with friends? Oh, I feel ya. Good old burgers and fries. Sounds good. Definitely. Actually, I'm in this weird train of thought where, like, I don't know if I want to steak like Sunday. Like, Sunday's my only day off. And, when I actually have a day off, I love to cook a really good meal. And I've been stuck on either burgers or steak on Sunday. It's definitely going to be a sous vide meal. I've already decided that, but I don't know what exactly I want to do. Well, company sounds awesome, and hello to your company as well, Chaz. Hopefully, you both are having some very delicious burgers and fries, and hopefully the company goes well. Sorry, I'm tired. When I said the company goes well, like, I had to, just backtrack in my brain. It's like, what does that even mean? I hope your company goes well. Okay. But no doubt, I hope the burgers are great. Sounds fun. Definitely am craving food even more now, though.
Sleep when you're dead.
A first-person shooter topper girl. Thinking that's what the FPS is, what you're saying. But I feel ya. When it comes to people trying to watch my streams, it's a to each their own thing. Always appreciate everybody that does get in here, stick around, and really enjoys things and can continuously come back. But for people who actively love something a lot more active going on, a less more mathematical, I get it. I really do. I'm not a really big shooter style game. I do play a few. And I do enjoy some as well. But for me, it's not the biggest favorite of them, like Call of Duty, for instance, or PUBG. Nothing against them. I mean, I can play them here and there. It's not really my thing, so to speak. I'm more of somebody who's always craving a good story, or maybe even some mathematical gameplay, kind of like in an MMORPG. Nothing too mathematical, though. Believe me, I'm not trying to play Algebraic Squared, the elitist version. That just sounds like a fucking nightmare. But I do have my placements on things I do prefer in some video games and things I can tolerate as far as some things I actually play. But again, one of the things that it's a beautiful thing about video games, it's literally always to each their own. We always have our preferences that we can hold near and dear to ourselves that play into some nostalgia. Or maybe even not just nostalgia, but you have a newfound sense of passion that you found with a certain video game. And it always varies on a lot of people, and respect it, definitely. All my friends, out of everybody I have in real life, I'm the biggest Final Fantasy fan out of all of them. And nobody really gets into it as much as I do, and I always totally get it. I may be fanboy, whoa. I definitely fanboy, but, oh, this got sloppy really fucking quick. The tank didn't pick it up. I actually got stuck with it. Tank didn't pick it up. And it's just been ransacked all over the place.
This is the rhythm of the light.
We're going solo mode. $1:20 a.m. It's 3:23 a.m. in my area. Tired. I agree. I'm also tired. I'm actually getting really tired, to be honest with you. Hungry, tired, and yeah. I feel like this guy just doesn't know how this tank works. Because I got stuck with it right off the bat. And I was nowhere near the tank. also didn't have anything. Like, the problem was I got stuck with it. The melee here went and actually ate it for some reason, and then it was chaos from there. It's gonna be great. Can't wait for Persona 5 Royal on PS4. Yeah, I'm the same way, Troy. I mean, I'm hit and miss. I'm really excited for it because I want more of the story, and I can't wait to play the game again. I've really been wanting to jump back into the game, but don't even want to until the Royal comes out. But I wish they were adding a little bit more to it. But I mean, I'm thinking about it realistically. That game is going to be so fucking long. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it in a way as well. I mean, honestly, Persona 5. I mean, it was a great game. To see an extra semester, new confidants and characters and everything. I mean, that's exciting. Especially other new ways to actually get your skills up. That kind of sounds like gonna be a little bit more easier than it was the first time around. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the Royal as well. Just in a different way, I guess. I just wish we were getting a little bit more new content with it. You need to play Persona? Oh yeah, if you love anime and you love a good JRPG, Chaz, you need to play Persona. And the cool thing is, there's literally between all the Persona, Shin Megami Tensei video games, there's loads of room to actually jump in between each title. The similarities they have are very few and far between. They actually switch things up a lot like Final Fantasy does in each of the titles that come out. So like, let's say Persona 5 currently being the most recent, or Persona 5 The Royal coming out like next year. Definitely loads of points there where you could just like jump in whenever you wanted to. It's a great game, and again, if you love anime and you love a good JRPG, holy shit, I recommend it. It's very good, very good. Trills of Mana. Or Trials of Mana. Actually, I don't really know much about it. But that's cool though. The thing I'm mostly excited for, I'm not gonna lie, is a lot of you would guess it right off the bat, is Final Fantasy VII Remake in March. My god. It's like one of my lifelong dreams coming true. Legit. Love Final Fantasy VII, and also just being a Final Fantasy fan in general, and RPG fan. Just that remake, it has such a strong spot in my heart. Especially after having to wait so many years to actually see anything actually come of it. Like, we heard back in the PS3 rumors, and then finally, early days of the PlayStation 4, we got confirmation. And then, you know, now we know when we're having a release date, when the game's coming out, the whole works, but gotta say, it was a rough few years trying to get to that point. Final Fantasy VII Remake's gonna be so amazing though, cannot wait. Oh, fuck. you mean 7 Remake and the 8 Remaster. But I feel you, Troy. I'm right there with you. I'll be in the same boat. I'm pretty excited about the Final Fantasy VIII Remaster, but I wish it was a little bit further remastered. We'll see how it really goes. From what I've seen, I'm excited for it, but it doesn't look like that big of a remaster. It's definitely not a remake. I wish it was. I love your enthusiasm where it's at, but it's definitely not that. But I feel you. I'm gonna try to get them both as well. I definitely will. There's no try. I'll definitely get the Final Fantasy VIII Remaster and the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But yeah, I feel you. I really wish the remaster. From what I've seen, the Oz have been like the biggest fix. I've talked about it before in the Final Fantasy VIII Remaster, but I really wish they would have fixed a lot more with it. Like, the Oz seemed like the biggest thing that they've done. Everything else kind of seems about the same as far as that goes in Final Fantasy VIII. But, you know, I'm still excited for it. And I'll wait to see how it'll go as far as the remaster. Honestly, the reason I have such a crucial, vivid point of how I really look at it is I really, really enjoy Final Fantasy XII, and the Final Fantasy XII remaster, oh my god, is hands down, I've said it before, hands down, the best remaster to date. It is improved in every way you wanted it to be with graphic enhancements. And I wish 8 would have been up to that par, but I guess, you know, there's only so much they actually had to work with on a base game. I wish I could say I was more excited than 8 than 7. I'm like, you know, if you actually ask me which game I like better, Final Fantasy 7 or 8, I will say 8 as well. Like, 8 was a big part of my life. 7 was as well, you know, nothing against 7 at all. Like, I'm a huge Final Fantasy 7 fan. Like, oh my god, I was too slow. Fucking latency. And myself. But, sorry about that. Getting back into what I was saying there is, I'm a huge Final Fantasy 7 and 8 fan. But I'm more excited about the Final Fantasy 7 Remake than I am the 8 Remaster, is because only... there's a slot remaster for Steam, if you've ever had, you know, seen or played that, as far as Final Fantasy 8 goes. I don't know. The remake to me is just much more exciting. Like, 8, it's okay. Like, I love the game. It's a great game. But as far as, like, a remaster versus a remake, the remake for Final Fantasy VII, oh my god. That really still affected me. Wow. Thank the fucking gods. Thank you, Minato, I think. Hopefully, whoever had that. That is the... I swear, like, I love the Titania fight, and I will still say it's a lot easier than Innocence. But I gotta say, latency on this fight has gotta be fixed. I don't see how they're touring fucking gaming conventions with this. Like, this is gonna be the big thing at Gamescom coming up. I just don't get it. Like, if we get to play this, like, a year from now, this is gonna be the most perfectly put together fight, with so many mechanics that will not have any latency whatsoever. But my god, where it's at right now, these are the moments it should be fixed, not a year from now. But nobody's playing it anymore. But it's all good. We actually still have the ability to get the clear, even through our bumps and quarrels. But if Final Fantasy VII's fighting style is like 15, give it a T. It's actually supposed to be a hybrid system. That it's supposed to be a lot like 15 and a lot like the original. I actually like Final Fantasy 15 gameplay a lot. Not gonna lie. I like turn-based game systems. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. Obviously, I've played every fucking one of them. But let me tell you, getting a full, like, hack and slash gameplay was just a treat. It's the best way to put it. It was a treat. But the hybrid game system, I'm not so sure how it's gonna go, but it looks like it's gonna be like a very close, like, Final Fantasy 12 style mixed with a lot of Final Fantasy 15. Which, if you played, like, any of Top Zero You kind of already get how that would be. It is not bad. I think I already know I'm gonna lock it. You know, the old school turn-based system isn't bad. It's just not exactly. I'm off. Yeah, I knew I didn't make that one, but it's okay. I know we made the FOB. I know we got the clear, and yeah, like it was my last run anyway for the night. I'm that tired where I'm fucking up the simple stuff now. But I had a lot of fun, definitely. Wow, Paladin gear twice. While they don't reboot the Final Fantasy series from 1 to present. Why not? You remade 7, which is, I can literally... I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, and I can tell you from a dev perspective, fan perspective, I'm not going to do it right now, Chaz, but there's reasons why. If you've literally played all the Final Fantasy games, you would know why. One, there's no story. There really isn't. One, you're the Warrior of Law. The first Final Fantasy game, like I'm going to give you in like, I'm not going to do another run tonight. I'm done. Let me make sure anybody wants to lead. Before I get out of here, I'll give you the best explanation of why a whole reboot of the game will never happen and why it can't work. Like, I already know. And I can at least do that before I get out of here. Tired and hangry. Good, like 3 A's in there. It's appropriate. Okay, let's see if anybody wants lead, and I'll get right into this. And there's talks of a Final Fantasy 16. A Final Fantasy 16 is not in the works at the moment. There's little things like there's a video going around where people are rumoring Final Fantasy 16 right now, as far as being a game where you have this it's like a witch sorceress gameplay. It's literally the same thing as the PlayStation 3 test footage they had for Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It's not a real game. Write that off your schedule right now for anybody that has seen the Scarlet Witch Final Fantasy 16 trailer where she's casting all these spells in a modern society that looks... It's not Final Fantasy 16. It's not a real game. It's literally only Final Fantasy Square Enix best yet put test footage. And that's it. That's all it is. It's not Final Fantasy 16. We don't have that indoors. I'm sure there's a script being written up somewhere, but there's not an actual game in development at all. Like most of the works right now are what's finishing up Final Fantasy 7 Remake, what isn't finished up already. Loads of Final Fantasy 14 content, which is definitely in the mix. And then other titles that Square Enix is trying to integrate. One biggest one right now is The Avengers, which is a big game for Square Enix at the moment. So that's kind of where we are. It's going to be a long time, like literally probably 2 to 3 years until Final Fantasy 16 comes out. That's not even a guess. That's sorry, I was trying to see if anybody wanted lead, but it looks like everybody irrelevantly wrote off that question. Yeah, I'm just gonna disband. Nobody wanted lead. Minato's out. And again, I'm not doing any other party tonight. I'm too tired. That big fiasco at the beginning of the stream with the internet company, really. Shit. Thank you also, anybody who was watching and playing as well. But I'm just too tired to keep up. But, okay, before I get out of here, I'll get into it. This is why they cannot reboot. I will already say it, like Final Fantasy 1 through 6. They cannot do it, and I'll tell you why. They have done 3, they have done 4. They slightly did 5 and 6, but not really. But this is wild. Final Fantasy 1 has no story. None whatsoever. The game is you are the Warriors of Lot. And, like, if you want a good implemented story of Final Fantasy 1, just play Final Fantasy 14. Start paying a subscription every single month and play Final Fantasy 14, and you'll have a real-time Final Fantasy 1 story. And 2. It's basically the same thing. Same gameplay, same game style, same everything. Only this is the 20... When did they actually reboot this game? Was it 2014? Version of this game. I know, like, A Realm Reborn was the reboot, but the actual Final Fantasy 14 was like 2010. I'm not sure when the actual reboot hit. It might have been 2012, but I want to say it might have been 2014. And again, I could be wrong. I wasn't there at the relevant time. Just saying. But if you want a 1 and 2 collaboration with multiple other Final Fantasy games, just play this. You'll get that right off the bat. But Final Fantasy 1, there's no story to it. You're the Warrior of Lot. You go to save this place. This place is fucked. So now you gotta go kill this guy. You kill this guy. And now the rest of the world has some problems. You help the rest of the world. And then the guy you killed at the beginning of the game turns out to be a bigger person than he ever was before. And he's fucking up the world. Then you gotta go kill him and a bunch of other gods again. Boom. Final Fantasy 1 in a nutshell. Final Fantasy 2. Well, you're 3 players with a 4th member that's consistently either dying or leaving the party, or he turns evil randomly and then comes back at the end. Really not much of a story there. It's the basis of it all. One of the characters literally doesn't even speak English, but he speaks fucking Beaver. Final Fantasy 2, I'm telling you. It's a great game, but it's not either. It's a game that was designed to be something bigger than it was at the time that it was given. It almost literally destroyed the Final Fantasy franchise in its own. Hands down. Look that up. That's not even a fucking gimmick. That's not even over-exaggerated. Final Fantasy 2 almost killed it all. It was so bad. It was a game that was literally meant to be grinded. Like, because I feel like so many people like to play Final Fantasy 1 that, like, maybe had a complaint. They were like, it was so easy. I got through it. I didn't have to work that hard. So they were like, okay, we'll make you grind every fucking class in the game if you want to play something different. Oh, do you want to use fire magic? Use it 50 billion times in the game so it becomes good. If you don't, by the time you're at the end of the game, you're going to be just as good as you were at the beginning. Huh, that's your fault. That's the gameplay of Final Fantasy 2. And let me tell you the story. The story is 3 people. It's actually 4 people get fucked. One of them disappears. 3 people. Technically 2. Only one of them speaks Beaver. Go through a whole journey of where your 4th party member continuously dies, only to be continuously replaced by another person and eventually brought back by the first person who eventually left at the beginning of the game. Spoiler. Sorry. 3 and 4, they both actually did have a remake, a full-on remake, and they were very good if you played the DS versions of them. Very good. They were even voice acted in some ways. You can actually get them on Steam as well. Not exactly as far as graphically enhanced. They went from like being 16, well, no, I think they were actually 32-bit games. 32-bit games to actually being pushed as far as to like, I really don't even know. More of like a 64 bit, maybe a little bit further than that. Like really pushing it, you know, less of a bit style, more of a tune style. In 3 and 4, phenomenal stories. I feel like this was the biggest crucial moment of Final Fantasy when they had Final Fantasy 3, the story of orphans, Final Fantasy 4, the story of just like a group overcoming a lot of things, including darkness to be like found by a lot, and so many other things, kind of like playing off of 2 and 1, but also having a lot from 3, but also having its own original story standpoints as well. 5 was great. 5 was, Final Fantasy V's like the Final Fantasy 4 with a lot of Final Fantasy 2, though. If you played it, you know what I mean. Hands down. Great story, but so many Final Fantasy 2 elements, it just made the game almost unbearable to play. It's still good. It's still a lot of fun. It's harder than, like, Final Fantasy 3 and 4. About the same difficulty as 2, just because it is a lot more grindy. Final Fantasy 6, however, holy shit, does actually require a remake, at least in our days upon us, I will say. It's a bit game that needs to live its bit era altogether. Final Fantasy VI is in my top 5 Final Fantasy games. I love Final Fantasy VI. Would love to see it get a full-on remake. I'm right there with a lot of people in there. It's not my Final Fantasy favorite. It's not my number 1. It's in my top 5, though. And I do love the game a lot. Do think it does deserve a remake. A full-on remake, not just a remaster. Full-on remake. But if I had to decide between 6 and 7, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. A load of people who played SNES Final Fantasies and back are sitting there probably thinking, oh, you better not say 7 deserves it more, but I'm gonna say it did. 7 deserves it more because it introduced a whole new era of gaming that we never knew we even had going for us. It was one of the best graphically enhanced games on the PlayStation 1 at the time of its release. Not only that, a lot of us hold it so nostalgically to ourselves that we don't even realize how nostalgically we actually hold it to ourselves, especially if you were born in the early 90s, lived through that, and then watch its actual release happen in the late 90s. And it was an insane game to actually come into play. And yeah, Final Fantasy VI is the one with Terra and Kefka Minato. That is definitely Final Fantasy VI. But Final Fantasy VII, the reason it deserves so much isn't just because of where it was in the graphical enhancements of where we were. It was also the cult classic of every one of us in the Final Fantasy series. 9 times out of 10, you ask any Final Fantasy fan which one was their favorite, even if like a person who doesn't even actively play Final Fantasy every day or maybe once a week or isn't even an avid fan, Final Fantasy VII is on the bucket list of so many other people of games they either haven't played yet or have played and it's in their top 10, even if they're not a huge diehard Final Fantasy fan. It's just because there's so many twists in the Final Fantasy VII story and the way that Cloud is the Final Fantasy universe's baby. Sephiroth is the Final Fantasy universe's baby's rival, ex-nemesis, to call it, so to speak. And I gotta tell you, like, I love the series for what it is, but 7, I full on agree that it was the most out of any of them that should have got the remake. It's just because I know so many people that don't even enjoy Final Fantasy as much as I do. I'm a diehard Final Fantasy fan. Played them all. But 7, it excludes even the fans. Even people who aren't huge Final Fantasy fans, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I played Final Fantasy 7, you know, it was a good title. And I'm a huge Final Fantasy, I actually like 8 better than 7. I like 6 and 8 better than 7. But I still would agree that 7 itself deserved the remake a little bit more. I hope 6 gets one. I do hope 6 actually gets a remake. I hope it happens one day. But I could understand if it didn't. I wouldn't even be upset. Like, I completely understand why. Because it's a cult classic. It's not exactly a, like, Square Enix fan classic, so to speak. It is and it isn't. The people who played it in its relevance loved it. People who played it outside of its relevance, it's a love-hate. A lot of people don't like that style of graphics, which I totally understand. It's kind of the same thing with 8. And 8 was like, if you played 7 and 8, one thing about 8 is it has a lot less comedic moments. It's a longer story, a lot less comedic moments, and a lot more hardened story, kind of like 6 was. A lot of toil and war, which isn't there in Final Fantasy 7 as well. But if you've actually played through Final Fantasy 7, there's a lot of comedic moments, a lot of like moments where they're actually not just being comedic, but they're also playing in on characters' background stories, which in Final Fantasy 8 they do a little bit, but not as much, so to speak, and they focus on this constant war kind of thing. And same way with Final Fantasy 6. I love the games, but the war focus makes it very hard to really get past, which is why I really loved the Final Fantasy IX remaster, because they actually brought that fantasy back. And I really liked the 10 remaster as well, but 10, to me, the remaster wasn't that far off from PS2 to PS4, or from PS2 to PS3. I mean, it looked okay, it looked good. And I saw a lot of the frames per second being fixed as far as a lot of things, but the actual graphic enhancements, it was little to none. Realistically, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. That's why I'll actively promote Final Fantasy XII Remastered, the Zodiac Age, so much. Like, oh my god, they hit the graphics, they hit the gameplay, they hit the music, they hit literally every fucking thing the game that had to offer. And, my god. That's why I still say this. Like, I'm a huge Final Fantasy XII fan. It's in my tops, but it's not my favorite Final Fantasy. I love the story, love the game, love the gameplay, but it's not my favorite. Still love it. But what I gotta say, hands down, as for even still 2019, it is still hands down the best remaster to date, in my opinion, to ever exist. Sorry, that was a very, very long rant of Final Fantasy. I'm gonna end it there because after that, 13 doesn't really get much better. 14, we're kind of still dealing with a lot of the same ones that we got going on now. But as far as that rant had to go, like, I feel like that perfectly explained everything. As well as I feel like 1 through 6 really couldn't get like a remake, which I hope 6 does. I hope it does. But I could see how it wouldn't. It's very war-driven, and the story's good. It's very good. But it lacks a certain element that the latter Final Fantasies actually had going on for them. We don't talk about... I actually love Final Fantasy 13, Minato, to be honest with you. I haven't played the sequel, and I haven't played Lightning Returns. So that is actually something else I can say, also, as far as Final Fantasy 13 goes. I did play the original Final Fantasy 13, or the introduction of Final Fantasy 13, and I enjoyed it. I really did. But, I don't know. A lot of people didn't like that gameplay. To me, it was more like an interactive Final Fantasy movie. I think that's why I like 13 so much, and I'm not a big fan of the sequels that they make. The sequels they often make are literally just like... I don't know really what to even call them. They're not catering to the fans, because they don't keep the gameplay the same. They're just trying to, like, squeeze us out for money. I hate to say it, Square Enix. We get ya! We get ya! You're making some good shit, but we get it when you're milking us out here. We hear Final Fantasy 14... Not 14. Well, I don't know. Some moments of 14, I guess, with the Mog Station, but not really 14. What I meant to say was 13, and 15 especially. Holy shit, and then Dissidia in T. My god, Square Enix. Milk on a straw here. But yeah, that's kind of my standpoint with a lot of those, though. But I did like 13, the original story. Again, didn't play the sequels. Kind of seemed pointless to me to have sequels to those games. It's kind of like the sequels to, like, Final Fantasy. There's, like, a sequel to Final Fantasy 2. There's a sequel to, I think, Final Fantasy 4 as well. And to me, like, they like, and Final Fantasy 10, there's another one. To me, they prolong the story, but it's kind of like that, like, this didn't even need to happen. Why is this a part of the story kind of story? But yeah. 13 is just expanded upon. I feel you. You played 1, 3, 6, 7, 10, 10, 2, 12, 13 hours only, 14, and 15. I've literally played them all. 10 is really good, then 10-2 is like, what the fuck. I agree, Minato. I like Final Fantasy X a lot. It's, again, in my top 5. Final Fantasy X-2, I feel like the game's existence should just not exist, to be honest with you. There's people who enjoy it. To me, it's not my cup of tea, and never will be. It's silly to me, really. But that's just me. I know a lot of fans are out there. Don't hate on me for it. I love Final Fantasy X. It's in my tops. Loads of nostalgia there, but X-2 is just, again, I feel irrelevant. You know, I felt the same way with Final Fantasy II, the sequel, Final Fantasy IV, the sequel, and then the sequels to Final Fantasy 13. Like, I mean, every time they make a sequel, I'm just like, wow. You make, like, completely full, wholehearted games with a good, compelling story, and then you fuck it up with a sequel that is irrelevant. That is my opinion, though. A lot of people think differently. You miss Riku. Well, you know, you can always revisit, no doubt. But everybody, I am going to get out of here. Sorry, it was a little bit of a rant moment there at the end. I know I would be if I had to explain all this. I didn't plan on it, but then after I'd said I wasn't going to do it, I insisted on doing it. Just getting a little explanation on my standpoint with Final Fantasy titles. But I am going to get out of here. I'm very tired and very hungry as well. And I do actually have to work tomorrow. Again, unfortunately. But Rez, Minato, Zombie, Azunami, thank you all for jumping in on here and getting in on the parties tonight, and also helping out with Titania, Rez and Minato. Hopefully tomorrow I won't be so tired. I want to get back into my Savage progression, but we'll just see. If not, I will be doing some Innocence tomorrow, regardless of that. And hopefully we won't have any technical issues like we did tonight as well. But thank you all for watching. It's definitely been a lot of fun. And everybody, thank you for getting in here. And Chaz, Rez, thank you so much. And again, Minato, Troy, glad you could get in here. Definitely appreciate all of you. It's been a lot of fun. And now Tsunami, again, thank you so much for popping in. Good night to you as well, Minato. Yeah, and Zombie, I know you got in here, and I hope you have a great night as well. And Squirtle, or Squirt more than Squirtle, just getting that out there, Sith. Tim, thank you so much as well for popping in here tonight. Definitely had a good night for everybody that jumped in here, and definitely hope you all had a great night as well. And over on Twitch, Winda Quill and Chaz, thank you so much for popping in. And good night, everybody. Definitely hope you can catch me tomorrow doing more Final Fantasy XIV. Definitely look forward to it. And I'm not 100% sure. I've thought about doing a little Fallout 76 this weekend, but may just keep it Final Fantasy XIV. I know I've got a lot of things coming up next month, October and November. So I'm trying to get as much in this as I can while it's still pretty relevant. But everybody, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you can catch me tomorrow. If not, no doubt. I appreciate you being here tonight. And if you didn't actually get to make it tonight, at least thank you for watching in the future or your present. I definitely appreciate that as well. And thank you all for leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't. Definitely always appreciate that. Or a good old follow on Twitch. But everybody, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Take it easy. Have fun. And hopefully I can see you again. Till next time, though, I'm out of here, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And if you want to support this stream, there's so many ways you can. From direct donations, super chat, Streamlabs, or even the way to get on the Wall of Appreciation. Hit up Patreon. Thank you all who have and who have all been immortalized on the Wall of Appreciation. But everybody, I'm out of here, and see you, Space Cowboy. Have a great night. Until next time. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I hope you're all Cowboy Bebop fans, because I love the Space Cowboy outro I've been rocking, no doubt. But even if not, definitely recommend you go watching some Cowboy Bebop. See you, Space Cowboy. I'm out of here.